Welcome to Global Village. This is Ahmed Kasim, your host of the program. Today we have two great people. We have Mayor Ted of Medicine Hat and Molly Douglas from County of New York. Welcome back to the program again.
It's my pleasure to be here again. Thank you.
Mine too.
Thank you. Ted, could you tell us a little bit about why they call you the mayor of the homelessness in Medicine Hat, or going to end the homelessness in Medicine Hat?
Yeah, well, there's a program called Housing First in the province of Alberta, and it was a 10-year plan that was started about 5 years ago by the province to end homelessness across Alberta in 10 years. However, in Medicine Hat, 5 years ago, there was a very dedicated group of citizens, Medicine Hat Community Housing Association, and as well as all the support services, the food bank and our mental health, that decided 10 years was too long to allow this problem to continue, and they said, well, let's do it in 5 years. Have to admit, 5 years ago I chuckled. I was not a believer. Well, first of all, I didn't believe in the program. Mm-hmm. I wasn't a big supporter of ending homelessness and providing affordable housing. And third, I didn't believe they could do it, to tell you the truth. However, over the last 5 years, I've been convinced that, well, first of all, it's the right thing to do. It's the humane thing to do. But when you look at, if you accept the fact that there's only one taxpayer in the province, and I accept that fact, and I would sure you do as well, that it actually costs a taxpayer less to solve the homeless problem. So when you think about access to health care, so if somebody gets hypothermic in January, they end up in the emergency room. First of all, they're clogging up the emergency room for other people as well. There's $1,000 to the taxpayer as soon as they walk through the door. Of course, they have a couple night hospital stay. There's another couple grand each night they stay. It could be $5,000 just because they walk through that door. Then, of course, you think about the criminal justice system. You think about the first responders, the police, the paramedics to respond to all this. And the old adage was, you solve your mental health problems, get off the drugs, get off the alcohol, and then we'll talk to you about a place to live. Housing First puts that on its head, mm-hmm. and basically says, you know what, no questions asked. We'll give you a place to live. It saves the taxpayer money, but as soon as you get that place to live, then they bring in the support services around. They bring in the mental health, the addictions, the food bank, whatever you need to deal with your problem. But you can't deal with your problem if you don't have a roof over your head. So I've become a firm believer in the program, and Medicine Hat has been lucky in so many ways with our utilities, our resources, our land. So we've been able to help out with land donations. But I have to give all the credit to the people that have believed in this, and the province as well. And I like to say that Medicine Hat has given hope to the rest of the country.
Wow, that's a very good initiative because giving the housing first, I think that's a very important thing for humanity, because mm-hmm. then you can follow up with all the other stuff.
Correct, yeah.
But if you're asking someone to stop all the programs, all the problems they have, mm-hmm. and then we'll give you housing, it's going to be difficult.
It doesn't work, and it's been proven it doesn't work. I like to say, I'm sorry, I'm maybe going a little long, but I like to say, your brain is an organ, the same as your lungs, your livers, your kidney. You get lung cancer, your friends come around, you have people host fundraisers for you. A lasagna show up on your front doorstep from anonymous people you don't know, and your family and your friends support you. And however, when you get a mental health problem, sometimes even your closest friends and family turn their back on you. And I like to say a symptom of lung cancer is a cough. A symptom of mental health issues is you end up homeless.
Wow, that's a very good point, and I think we thank to you and those people who initiated that issue, and we hope the initiative to be very successful so other places in Alberta and Canada will follow suit.
Wasn't Premier Stelmach, that was one of his legacies.
Stelmach, yeah, but then Premier Redford, she was really on board with it as well.
It's just interesting. People we forget, we were just talking about how fast premiers have become forgotten recently, so we'll put a plug in for them today.
Yeah. Your scandal only lasts a week or two, and then somebody else takes over for you. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Yes, Molly. Thank you for coming back again to the program. Could you tell us some good success stories from the County of New York area in 2014? We had a lot of good success stories, I believe.
Yeah, we have a great county, great area. Oil, gas, agriculture, and tourism are the sort of the cornerstones. And I'll talk about something that happened in the summer. We hosted an Ag Service Board tour in the county of Newell and had quite a few hundred people from around the province come to that. And they were absolutely amazed at what southern Alberta has. We focused on irrigation because we are a desert, and it was actually, the theme of it was from desert to oasis. And not just the irrigation surprised people, because not all areas of the province irrigate, but just some of the other things, our metal industry for one, and our variety of agriculture with dairy, and you know, we went to robotic dairy and showed that off. So it was a very successful time, and everywhere I go now within the province, anybody who was there comments about what a good time it was. And of course, you know, we're in cowboy country, which intrigues some people too, and we know how to socialize, have a good time. So
There you go.
that was part of it. But we did some paving. Our regional water project is continuing to move along. It's pretty exciting. It's actually getting to my northern remote area, and that will be the last contract that is let out. And at the end of January, I spent 2 days with the MPE engineering guys in GEM, sorting out the easements, or getting all that organized. And people never really believed that would happen all over the rural area, but there will be potable water coming from the city of Brooks.
Wow.
It's pretty amazing, and we get lots of comments on that. And again, without the provincial support that we've had, that wouldn't have happened either. So.
And there was celebration in GEM, I think.
Oh yes, we had a 100th anniversary, and our little hamlet of 12 people or whatever it is grew to about 1,000 probably on the Saturday. So yeah, we had lots of fun, and we're the team that worked so hard on that proved they were incredible hosts, feeding people and entertaining, and all good.
Oh, wow.
I found it interesting. You mentioned how affordable it was for a hookup.
Well,
for the water.
Yes, heavily subsidized. But we encourage, the more, it's one of those things, the more people hook up, the better it is. I mean, the efficiency of that. And we started out asking ratepayers to put in $7,000. And I think our sign up was about 55%. We made a council decision to heavily subsidize it and make it $1,000 a hookup, and it went up to 92%. And so we believe, the council of that day and still believes, that having a good water supply for our area is going to be key going forward for economic development.
Wow.
So that's one of the big reasons that we did that.
You know, Medicine Hat is the slowest growing major municipality in Alberta right now, and so I get a little bit of pressure, like, why we need more economic development, we need more. But of course, we've been predominantly a gas producer, and so gas, as you know, has been depressed for six years. So you know, overall, things are all right.
No, that's very good.
Slow growth is good.
Yeah, well, that's it.
You know,
it's funny because people want growth, and then I say to them, well, how much? Do you want to be a city of 100,000? Oh no, we don't want to be 100,000. That's too big.
Yeah.
Well, what do you want? So maybe that 2% growth, you know, that's maybe about right.
It's controllable too.
Yes, and the infrastructure is, off-site levies and infrastructure to service all this is extremely expensive, especially in Alberta.
Yes.
But if you move fast, then there will be consequences.
Yes.
If you have a fast growth, then there will be a consequences
Yeah.
on that
It's
too.
steady, predictable.
Very small percentage in economic growth.
As long as you're going up,
Yeah.
increasing a little bit even, it's good.
Yeah, because then you have to look from the retirees, I think, also. The retirees also coming.
We welcome the retirees here. Of course, we've got the best weather in Alberta.
We do.
And
Like Medicine Hat
utilities
weather.
and taxes.
Southeastern of Alberta,
Yeah. You know, when people talk about Medicine Hat being a retirement community, and it's not. The demographics, yes, Medicine Hat is probably the oldest city or community in Alberta, but by Canadian standards, we're still very, very young. young workforce. So, you know, it's all perspective.
Nice city.
Very nice.
We like it.
Medicine,
We like
that's
it in
why
the southeast, yes.
yeah, southeast of Alberta, I think the more economic integration between the southeastern communities, I think, the beneficial of Alberta in general.
Well, we appreciate the surrounding communities, of course, shopping in here, using our city. But of course, we have some facilities. We hope we have an Esplanade that can provide, you know, arts and theater for the surrounding communities as well, which is great.
And you're building a stadium, I think, down the near
We're building a new event center, and we're
Yeah.
calling it the Regional Event Center for the region. Some people have criticized myself and our previous council because it's too close to Redcliffe.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
built it for the citizens of Redcliffe, but it's not. I mean, it's a 10-minute drive from anywhere in Medicine Hat.
Did the region support that?
So the county gave us $700,000 towards capital, and the town of Redcliffe gave us $100,000.
Oh.
The citizens of Medicine Hat gave $75 million. So.
Wow, that's good. Both of you have a very solid background of education. Community colleges are very important for the growth, retention, and all that stuff. So we do have Medicine Hat College, both here and Brooks. How do you see the role of Medicine Hat in both communities in the county area, Brooks and Medicine Hat?
Well, certainly Medicine Hat is our biggest close city to us, and I know that lots of rural people in particular, I speak for the county, people enjoy a smaller city. Calgary has become almost overwhelming to some.
Yeah.
Where I live, I'm a little bit closer to Calgary, but we love coming to Medicine Hat just because it's just more relaxing to be here and move around and do things. But all of our communities have an importance to each other, and we should work to help them all, I think, because we're all interreliant. And the Brooks campus right now, I think, with some new leadership at Medicine Hat College here, I was at an awards ceremony there just this past Thursday last week, and just a really positive feeling on that campus right now. I think some good changes, and again, you know, we can have some classes there that maybe aren't here, and we have to work together. I get back to that all the time, to support one another in life and in general, in politics and in growth in our communities.
In order to keep the community college in our area.
Yeah.
And you should see increased enrollment now with the downturn. They can
Yeah.
prove that actually enrollment goes up as the economy goes down.
That's right.
So that should be good for the college or both campuses. I like that you come here rather than Calgary. Does anybody go to Calgary anymore? I'm ready to pull my steering wheel out of the car if I go through that city. And I like to say we don't need Calgary anymore. The only thing you can come to Medicine Hat. The only reason we need Calgary is for the international airport and the Saddle Dome for majors. Other than that, we don't need to go there. So
Is there an airport here in Medicine Hat?
we have an airport here, but it's a regional service. It gets you to Calgary is what it does. So that's it. So.
You've had expansion there too.
I have a $5 million expansion on the terminal, and as well we're doing a $7.5 million upgrade to the runway this year. So we're hoping to attract competition. We're hoping to attract WestJet here because we built a large post-security waiting area as well, and of course the runway upgrades, which is good for the college. I guess we're going back to the college. The new president of the college, Dr. Denise Henning, has been a fantastic arrival to this community. She is so engaged. She's everywhere already. Yeah. When I first met her, I took her for a tour of Medicine Hat, and we've become quite close friends. I'd like to say, I hope she'd say the same thing. And she's integrating the community and wants to see the college be the best, and the positivity, you're correct. And she's also one of her biggest things is partnerships, partnership between the city and the college, and how can it help, and get her students, no matter what they're studying, integrated into Medicine Hat and volunteering or involved in our solar thermal project, doing studies on it. That as their engineering department, anything. So I've got high hopes.
She started out her little speech in Brooks the other day with a native prayer because we're on Siksika traditional land, which I thought was really
Her swearing-in ceremony was done
Awesome.
in native as well. So.
And she's
Yes.
very proud.
yes.
Yeah, I met her at the college in Brooks. She's very proud from that heritage.
You bet.
Yeah,
We all like her.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. We had some Siksika Nation people to JPS, and we have now a few labor force from Siksika,
Yeah.
and we're going. The JPS will have again another group coming on Friday the 13th
Good.
of this month, which is about a few days from now, for labor force. So they are very much engaged now.
That's good because Mayor Martin Shields was saying that the record number of cattle went across the border because they couldn't be processed here due to the labor shortage, and that's unfortunate. We need to be value adding. You need to be value adding
Here, yeah.
here versus sending them across the border to. So
And-
that's
and-
unfortunate because of, it's what 200.
Always about 200,
200 short.
employees short,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah, because of the temporary foreign worker again.
Mm-hmm.
It was unexpected and was a very fast-moving people not to be renewed their extension visa and being sent. Some of them they were here 4 years, 5 years, and they were sent because they were not complete the process. So
unfortunate.
that's yeah, that was unfortunate, and we hope the government come up with something else that will help also.
Well, they need to have it. They don't need to have a policy for the entire country. They need to have it regionalized. Alberta's different than Ontario. Well, was different than Ontario and Quebec.
Politics at play in
Yeah.
a big way.
Yeah, and being election of this of 2015.
Ted and I will never be politicians like that. I want you to know.
I can't.
I don't believe in it.
Yeah,
You've got to do what's
what's
right,
right.
not what's
Yeah.
popular.
yeah. That will be difficult, especially when it's election year. Some of the politicians they
got to do what's right, and it's so hard.
Yeah.
To even you can't look yourself in the mirror if you're doing something.
No.
Politics.
yeah
No.
yeah it is a difficult actually. It was funny. I had a couple of new Canadians met with when the our former premier was running the leadership, and then she was being elected as a premier, and etc. I think there was a discussion with them that she was coming back to meet with and etc. and to thank them for their efforts. And for some reason, when somebody becomes premier, the schedule will be very tight. So never happened, and then this scandals came and all that stuff, and they were a little bit upset. And a couple of them said they're not going to be engaged any candidate election, etc. And I said, well, welcome to Canada. I said, you know what? I have read to say that when election comes, people promise a lot of things. Some of them deliver. Some of them, because of the tight schedule, they won't be able to. So I can't speak for, especially for our former premier, but I know sometimes schedule will not allow someone to be wherever that possibility. So first they can promise, but when it comes to the reality, it will be tight schedule, and they won't be able to.
All right.
Yeah, but they are not all the same. My final thought is the how you see your vision of the 2015.
Well, I guess it'd be good to have a crystal ball, but the county is pretty well situated. As we have a good assessment base. Too much of it is based though, or relies on oil and gas, and so we've been trying to do some diversification or how to figure out how to diversify. But we don't have a lot of big spending new projects happening, although in recession sometimes it's really good to spend. We can build a lot more for less money. So we haven't finalized our budget. We passed a interim budget, and so we'll be finalizing that soon, Ahmed, and we'll be looking again at conditions since the fall of oil so quickly. So ask me in a month and maybe I'll know more.
There you go. But in terms of the county and the city, we do have, apart from the gas and oil, we have agro and we have tourism.
Those are the other two that are very important. Tourism's growing.
Mhm.
With our low Canadian dollar, perhaps the Americans will come back.
Mhm.
And agriculture, the beef industry has been flying high like it's never flown ever in its life before. Grain and beef are usually, up and down. So what's going on in the beef industry remains to be seen how long it will last. Strange things can happen very quickly in those markets. So it's good right now, and certainly the ranchers are enjoying it, and we hope spending their money and keeping the economic wheel spinning.
There
We
you
just
go.
hosted the Canadian cattlemen's bonspiel here, curling bonspiel here on the weekend, and they seem to be a happy bunch.
Apart from the gas in Medicine Hat, what other economic cycle is
So, Medicine Hat doesn't as boom and bust like perhaps some of the other cities because we aren't as reliant on the oil. And we're happy about the egg industry. I mean, it's surrounding, and they spend their money here, and of course cattle. I don't know how that happened, even what the drivers behind all that are, to tell you the truth. But and as you say, things can change quickly. Look at what happened with oil.
Yeah.
But we have, we're having a little tech sector growing here as well. Of course, our greenhouse is doing well. And so Medicine Hat, anybody that turns natural gas into cash. And so we've got the fertilizer industry, that's doing well. We got the can carb making carbon black for the auto industry, for the wiper blades, for tires. Of course, we got Goodyear Tire. Auto sales set a record in the States this last January. And we got Methanex making methanol, basically turning cheap gas. So in some ways, there is always a silver lining to low oil or low gas, and it's the people that burn it are thriving, and so that'll keep our economy stable going the long term.
And new business coming to Medicine Hat, I think they get free tax for a couple of years?
No, unfortunately, we can't do that. But what we do have is we have an electricity incentive program. We're actually actively attempting to attract expansion of our major industries here, like Methanex or the fertilizer or can carb. And so we've offered basically electricity at cost if they expand their operations. And of course, we have low taxes and lowest utilities in Alberta already, and then some of the lowest taxes as well. So that hopefully, some people say I should just go and grab a business and drag them here by the throat, but business is business. They'll come when they see an opportunity.
Yeah.
And so I'm a firm believer in creating the environment for business to flourish rather than spending tons of tax dollars subsidizing business.
No.
So.
Yeah.
I support that belief totally. It's our job to have the infrastructure and everything possible ready.
Yeah.
But
For the environment to be ready so they can see, and then they will see
So
the
they
benefit
choose.
opportunity.
One of the reasons we put the event center where we put it, if I had $1 for every time somebody said, if you put it out there, nobody will build beside it. Well, you can drive by it right now and see
lots.
the 6-story hotel under construction, the new Boston Pizza, the new Petrocan, the new A&W, Princess Auto. We're doing the ribbon cutting at Princess Auto next week. So
Wow.
those people were wrong.
No, that's good. I was watching a Calgary video promotion, which was I think a couple of days ago. They call here Calgary, something like that, and it was well done by. They meant for people to see it, but it was well done about Calgary nighttime and their leisure area, the business and all that, all collectively done by the economic development of Calgary for the promotional stuff. I don't know when they did the video, but it was worthwhile to look at. So that's
Take a look.
yeah. About tourism, there's tourism also in Medicine Hat.
Yeah, actually, quite a bit. We just announced a new logo for the city of Medicine Hat. It's outside, so we're still the gas city. We'll always be the gas city, and we'll not turn our back on the fact that we are the gas city, and the gas has provided everything that we have. However, outside our borders, we're no longer the gas city. We are Sunshine State of Mind. That's our new logo. So we're actively, we have a new DMO, Destination Marketing Organization, which we've funded fairly well, I would say. We used to be reactive. We had a visitor information center that, of course, if you came, we would try to give you as much information about Medicine Hat. But now we're the reverse of what I talked about at the economic bringing business here. We're actually going out to other communities and actively promoting Medicine Hat as a place for tourism. Of course, we've got world-class Medelta, Potteries, which is just fantastic. The phenomenal growth of people coming through there. The farmers market there. I was there. I think they were over fire capacity actually. There's 1,000 people there.
I hope so.
I was bugging the executive director. I said, "You're going to get shut down. You got so many people here."
Oh, that's good.
And so that's going well. And of course, the sunshine and the activities, the golf courses, the warm weather, and we're promoting that. Plus our new event center. We're hoping that we're going to get some major concerts. So people that used to go from Medicine Hat to Calgary or Lethbridge will now have to come here.
The Southeast is sort of a unknown secret.
Yeah.
People don't get what we have here.
The Badlands.
The Badlands and the sunshine. You know, I look at our region with our water, our lakes. I mean, who would think that we have water for recreation and for all those great things, and because of our irrigation. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens in the future, but thank you very much for everything that you do for the community.
Thank you, Ahmed. My pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Thank
my
you,
pleasure
Mr.
as well.
Mayor.
Yes, good to see you again.
It's good to see you again, and we hope that we will ask people, rather than going to Calgary, come to Medicine Hat.
Yeah.
It's city, beautiful city, and that's why we have our global village based in this studio, but the home base is Brooks and Kant of New York, so that's called Southeastern of Alberta. Thank you to both of you. This is the end of Global Village, and thank you very much for joining us. I would like to take the opportunity and thank New York County, the support of the continuous support of New York County, County of New York, City of Brooks, Medicine Hat College for their continuous support of Global Village Show. Until then, we hope you will join us next time. God bless you all. This is your host, Ahmed Kassim.